And I'm back for round 2. Green-red pummeler, punching up the jungle. This hand's unkeepable. Let's take a mulligan. We'll keep this one though. Got pummeler, got a pump spell. Got 3 lands now. Well, I guess we're going to attune turn 1, so it won't really matter. Didn't really matter with top or bottom. Just get another forest. Pass turn back. Play a forest and play a Servant of the Conduit. This is just in case we draw a Blossoming Defense, because we can play Pummeler with Blossoming Defense up. Okay, against Mardu. And a turn 3 Hydra is going to be a pain in their ass. Hydra is very good against Mardu. In fact, Hydra is very good against a lot of decks in the format. Thalia is a good one. Let's play our Pummeler. Gain some energy. Attack with our Hydra. Can't see any blocks going there. Happy to race here. Happy to race. Our deck plays pump spells, so racing is very viable. Even against Gideons. Now, why tick Gideon up? That's what I'm not exactly sure here why they would do that. So our lines here is we can play a pummeler, but it doesn't actually give us an extra activation. We've only got 3 activations on this pummeler. So we could invigorate Rampage, give it +4, +0, and trample. And then we can pump 3 times. So that'd be 5, a 5/1, doubles to a 10/2, doubles to a 24. Which is a lethal attack. So we're going to begin combat and punish them for tapping out for a 4-mana Planeswalker. Attack all creatures at the player. Say OK. Going to cast and our 40-36 should get the job done. Again, sideboarding. Okay, so against Mardu. It depends on what type of Mardu they are. The bigger versions of Mardu, you don't want to bring Natural State in. And part of maybe my weaknesses of my sideboarding is that this is too much of a narrow card. I've got this card primarily for Heart of Kiran. If you're playing the bigger Mardu, you want your Heroic Interventions. Now, typically, if you're from the Mardu side, they're thinking, okay, I'm against this combo deck. They're pretty fast. You want to be. A lot of mistakes Mardu players will do is they'll think they want to slow down and play control. They do want to kind of play control, but you actually will need to put a clock on. So I actually like staying aggro if I'm Mardu. I think at least game 2 though, the opponent will try to go control-y. And if that's the case, we want our Heroic Interventions, 2 of, and we're just going to trim down on. We'll trim down on 1 Rush of Adrenaline and on 1 Long Tusk Cub. Basically, things that'll just straight up die to Fatal Push become less good. Tireless Tracker becomes a much better threat. So we're going to take out two cubs, a rush of adrenaline, a larger than life, and a pummeler. And we'll hedge with some tiles trackers. I'm going to keep a 3 harness lightning in just in case he does have Heart of Kiran. If we see Heart of Kiran, we may consider some natural states for game 3. But at the moment I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to bring it in. I would suspect he has it in the 75, but whether he keeps it or not, or takes it out for more removal and planeswalkers, is what we're going to find out. So this is a pummeler, a protection spell / a pump spell, a tune, and this is essentially 3 lands. So this is a keeper. This is definitely I couldn't see myself not keeping this. All right, so he stayed aggro, which is actually what I didn't want him to do. We need to get the ball rolling relatively quickly. Green to pull, a tune with Aether, and we'll take the forest and pass. Okay, so he kept the Heart of Kirans in, so now we're in a race. Our best chase scenario now is to race against our opponent. So game trail, revealing this forest. And we want to play out... I want to play Brawler here, or just a tune. We want to play Brawler. Just maybe start drawing out some of that removal from our opponent. And I'll play a tracker on curve next turn as well. Yep, so there's one push. We may not be quick enough here. He might just kill us. Play this forest. Do we just jam the pummeler and hope he doesn't have it? Let's consider it. 3, 6, 10. That's 10 damage. So already, if our opponent just draws another crew member for Heart of Kiran, we're straight dead. If he has a removal spell for pummeler, we're going to be straight dead. If he doesn't draw a crew member and doesn't have a removal spell, so that's like a planeswalker or whatever. Let's say he goes... if he doesn't have removal and doesn't have another crew member, if he has another crew member, we're dead regardless, because our hand's not going to beat that. If he has a planeswalker, or it's just a land, or he doesn't have removal in those last 3 cards he's going to have, then can Pummeler get him from 19? Possibly. Possibly, because it'd be... We only have 2 activations of Pummeler. Yeah, possibly. Okay, so he had the unlicensed, that's alright. We were dead regardless. Nothing mattered really what I played. So we know the Heart of Kiran's still in there, so let's bring in our natural states. So in come the natural states, out go the rush of adrenalines. Actually, probably go down a Uncaged Fury and leave in 1 rush of adrenaline. Now, Uncaged Fury is just decent. We sort of do need to keep some trample. A Heroic Intervention, probably not necessary to have that many. Blossoming Defense is most likely just enough. Tracker, not as good on the play as having an extra pummeler. Greenbelt Rampager is actually decent against Mardu because the 3-4 blocks all of his. Three, 4 blocks a lot of his 3-1s. So you could play Greenbelt Rampages, which would be fine here. So got the larger than left. Yeah, this seems good. Yeah, Rampages are good. We will play first. And I'll keep this hand. It's not super exciting, but if we draw into some action, it'll be good. Okay, no leading on turn 1 play for our opponent. We're just going to play the mountain that he knows about and pass it back. Not having a 2-drop for our deck is actually quite bad though. Okay, that's good. We get to natural state that in the end step. Use our mana. Now I want to play an Aether Hub, and I'm actually going to think about this tracker. I do want to just play it out. Alright, just play it out. We get to untap with it, we're probably going to win the game. If we don't, here's what it is. Okay, Ballista for 1 is fine. We're not going to crack this clue in our end step unless he taps right down. And Blossom in defense to protect our tracker, which tracker can win the game by itself. So okay, at this point I'm going to crack this clue. Pay here. That's fine. Get some damage in. Looks like our opponent might be flooding out a bit. Going for a Planeswalker in this case. That's fine. Well, we're going to trade some tempo and this Harness Lightning to take care of that Gideon. Interesting. So Pummeler's a very good one. If we go down to 7 energy, it makes a little difference. So attack the opponent, attack Gideon, trigger, let's pay for this, yes. Remove the Gideon, remove the... Now we haven't got a way to give Pummeler trample yet. Alright, so yeah, opponent packs it in. I think they just drew a lot of lands. As the spam of draw next card comes up in the chat. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Nice fast game tonight.